Welcome to the first ever episode of Throwing It Back with Sean Ferrell. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. And we're going to get right into it, okay? Today's episode, the first episode of Throwing It Back, is going to discuss the 1990-91 NBA Hoops basketball cards and somewhat of the 1991 season. Okay. So, during the 1990 season, Jordan averaged 33.6 points per game. Detroit won his second straight title. Hakeem Olajuwon led the league in rebounding. Dennis Rodman was the sixth man of the year. After the season, of course, there were transactions of all kind, but let's throw it back to 1990, okay? So, in 1990, Kenny Smith played for the Sacramento Kings, and he also played for the Atlanta Hawks as well. So, okay. And Brian Shaw, he actually played in Greece in 1990. Or better yet, he played in Italy in 1990. Okay? So, he was a rookie in 89, played in Italy in 1990 because of a contract dispute, returned to the Celtics for the 1990-91 season. Okay? All right. And, let's see here. And Sam Perkins averaged 18.3 points per game for the Dallas Mavericks in 1990. And he had spent his whole career with the Dallas Mavericks up until the 1990-91 season. Averaged 18.3 points per game in 1990. Okay. And shout out to the Denver Nuggets for winning their first NBA title. Speaking of the Denver Nuggets, Lafayette Fat Lever averaged 18.3 points per game in 1990. Okay, and he was picked for the All-Star game again. So 1990 was the second time that he was selected to the NBA All-Star game. Okay. And he also played with Alex English, who averaged 17.9 points per game in 1989-90. Okay? All right. And, of course, you had 7'7" Maduk Bowl, who was so tall that you can only get certain shots of him, but that's him playing for the Golden State Warriors in 1990, okay? That's him playing for the Golden State Warriors in 1990. All right. And this is Ricky Green from the Indiana Pacers. Ricky Green from the Indiana Pacers as well, long-time NBA veteran. Played for the Pacers in 1989 through 90. And you got Orlando Woolridge. Okay. He led all Laker reserves in scoring in 1990 again. 9.7 points per game. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but in 1989-90, he led all Laker reserves in scoring. All right. And you also got Mark McNamara, journeyman NBA player who played for the Lakers 1989 through 90. All right. And Rory Sparrow, the former New York Knick, played for the Heat 1989 and also played for the Heat through 1990. Okay. And oh, and I also forgot Dan Shays too. Dan Shays also played for the Denver Nuggets as well. He was the son of Dolph Shays. Son of Dolph Shays. And this is Dennis Hobson, who averaged almost 16 points a game for the New Jersey Nets in 1989 through 90. All right. And Johnny Newman averaged almost 13 points a game for the Knicks in 1990. Let me see here. And Dave Corzine, most people know him as Michael Jordan's teammate, played for the Orlando Magic in 1989 through 90. He had previously played for San Antonio, but he has spent most of his career in Chicago. Right. And then there's Reggie Theus, okay. Reggie Theus averaged about 19 points a game for the Orlando Magic in 89-90. All right. And then there's Scott Brooks of the Philadelphia 76ers, who would later on become a coach after his playing days were over. Played for the 76ers for the 1989-90 season, and he also played for the Sixers the previous season. All right. All right, and there's Greg Grant. Spent 1 year with the Phoenix Suns in 1990, which was his rookie year. Greg Grant. And you also had Danny Ainge, who played for the Sacramento Kings. He joined the Kings midway through the 88-89 season. In the deal for Greg Kite. And then there's Purvis Ellison, Never Nervous Purvis, whatever his nickname was. Only played in 34 games for the Sacramento Kings, okay? And he averaged a little above 8 points per game, okay? And Frank Brickowski. Most people know him for getting into it with Dennis Rodman in the 1996 NBA Finals. He played for the Spurs. He came to the Spurs midway through the 1986-87 season in the deal for Michael Thompson. So midway since 87, he played with the Spurs, 88, 89, and 1990 as well. Okay. And then there's Bobby Henson and Eric Lechner, both who were part of a three-way trade in the 1990 offseason involving the Kings, the Jazz, and the Bullets. Okay. Henson actually won a title with the Chicago Bulls in 1992. And then there is Jeff Mahone, who was also a part of the three-way trade involving the Jazz, Bullets, and the Kings, okay? Averaged 18 points a game in 1990 as well. Actually averaged 24.3. And Coach of the Year was Pat Riley. actually got fired after the Lakers got kicked out of the second round by the Phoenix Suns in 1990. And there is Doug Moe, who got fired late in the offseason. He was actually still the coach when the 1990 NBA draft happened. They drafted Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf at the time, who was known as Chris Jackson, but he got fired late in the 1990 offseason. Right. And then there is Danny Ferry, who was drafted by the Clippers in '89, refused to sign with them, played in Rome for the 1990 season, joined the Cavaliers for the 1990-91 season, okay? Just so you know, he never really lived up to expectations, by the way. All right, so all the players that I just mentioned from the 1989-90 season, the cards that I held up, they actually got acquired by different teams. Tim McCormick, who was not in the first series, played for the Hawks. Got acquired by the Hawks. He played for Houston. Sidney Moncrief retired after the 88-89 season, came back, played for Atlanta during 1990-91. Johnny Newman played for the Knicks in 1990, played for the Hornets in 1990-91. Dennis Hobson played for the Bulls 1990-91. Cliff Livingston played for the Bulls 1990-91. All right. And believe it or not, Danny Ferry actually has 2 rookie cards, okay? This is his second rookie card right here, okay? So that's Danny Ferry. Alex English signed as a free agent with the Dallas Mavericks, okay? He was joined by his former Maverick teammate, Lafayette Fat Lever, okay? And Rodney McCray, who played for the Sacramento Kings, forgot to hold his card up. But also Rodney McCray played for the Mavericks, 90-91. Pat Riley got fired by the Lakers. He got replaced by Mike Dunleavy. Orlando Woolridge got acquired by the Denver Nuggets. Joe Wolf, who played for the LA Clippers, who were a joke at the time, played for the Nuggets 1990-91. Big Tree Rollins, acquired by the Pistons for the 1990-91 season. Kenny the Jet Smith. Yes, that Kenny Smith. Most of you all remember his time with the Houston Rockets. Sam Perkins led the Mavericks in scoring, acquired by the Lakers, helped them to the 90-91 finals. And he was joined by Terry Teagle. Frank Bukowski. Acquired by the Milwaukee Bucks for the 90-91 season. And Danny Shays, acquired by the Bucks for the 90-91 season. All right. Future head coach Scott Brooks played for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Reggie Theus actually played for the New Jersey Nets his final season, 1990-91. Greg Grant played a year for the New York Knicks, 90-91. Doug Moe was fired by the Denver Nuggets. He gets replaced by Paul Westhead. Okay. Greg Kite. Orlando Magic. Actually played a couple of years with Shaquille O'Neal too, as well. And 7'7", Manute Bol and Ricky Green. Philadelphia 76ers for the 1990-91 season. Okay. Ed Neely, backup center for the Chicago Bulls. Acquired by the Suns, 1990-91. Danny Ainge, played for Sacramento. Acquired by the Portland Trail Blazers. Bobby Hansen, three-way deal, Sacramento Kings. Eric Lechner, three-way deal with the Bullets, Jazz, and Kings. Rory Sparrow, traded on draft day for the draft rights to Bimbo Coles, Sacramento. Three-time NBA champion Bill Wennington played for the Dallas Mavericks in 1990. Sacramento, 1990-91. Okay. Paul Prehesi. Paul Prehesi and David Greenwood. San Antonio Spurs, 1990-91. All right. And Mark McNamara actually signed with the Orlando Magic, but he actually didn't play. I guess he retired during the pre-season. So, but that's his 1990-91 card right there. And Sidney Green, who played for the Orlando Magic. Man, I missed a lot of cards in the first series, didn't I? Man. Sidney Green played for the Magic in 1990, acquired by the Spurs. Dave Corzine, acquired by the Sonics. And Jeff Malone, who was a part of the three-way trade, Kings, Jazz, and Bullets. The other Malone, Jeff Malone. Of course, the other Malone is Carl, but y'all know what I'm saying. And Nervous Purpose, part of the three-way trade, Bullets, Jazz, and Kings. Washington Bullets. Actually was named the most improved player, I believe, for 91-92, I believe. Okay. All right. So, that is all for the first episode of Throwin' It Back with Sean Ferrell. I am out of here. More episodes to come too.